Hi everyone. I am making this video today to let you know about the Zoom parties that I've been doing. Thank you so much for all of your interest in it. So I decided to purchase the 1 year subscription to Zoom, and that gave me unlimited time for each session that I get in for Zoom, as well as up to 100 people. So obviously I don't need that many people, but it was the time that I was really looking for. So the way that I've done these parties is prepping them just like a virtual. So I start my Facebook group. I do my daily post engaging them. I do a live to tell them about what they're going to see and find out for the week, or a couple days that we're on, whatever it may be. I also go over what the 3 announcements are. So in my announcement posts, I do the shopping link and I say something about, shop 24/7 until whatever the closing date is of the show. I also do the Zoom link and I tell them that we're doing the live party so that we can see each other, talk to each other, and pretend that we're in the same house together, as we're also social distancing at this time. And I tell them that I'm going to give them the Zoom link and directions to do that. And then my third announcement is the bingo board. So in the announcement, I put the list of all the products that I'll be using during the show. I give them an example of a bingo board, and I also give the directions of print the bingo board, fill it in, or, create your own bingo board, fill it in, that you only need one. And I will put these 3 announcements in the comments of this video. Then during the show, or prior to the show through the virtual part on Facebook, I do 2 days before the RSVP, are you coming? The day before, I put up a post about, do you have any questions? And then the day of, I post, are you ready? Do you have your drink and snack? Bingo board ready? Do you have your Zoom link ready to go? And so then how do I prep for the food? Really, it is food that I'm feeding my family. We eat typically after 8 p.m. Some nights, especially if it's nice outside. So that's okay with us. We're also a family that likes leftovers. We eat leftovers. We all have to eat lunch the next day. So we use it for that. And then typically one night a week, we do a clean out the fridge night, and it's smorgasbord. Whatever's there is what you get to eat. During the show, I am trying to do high-end items. The blender, quick cooker, air fryer, deep covered baker, Rock Crocs cookware. And then I supplement with all of our small stuff, all of the stuff that you have to have that people might be replacing, people might not have it. It might be a gadget that they want. So I just supplement with all of that stuff. Some items that I have made, recipe items, food items, is the chicken parm in the quick cooker, is the chicken parm pasta, the simple salsa chicken teriyaki, mac and cheese, twice baked potato casserole. In my blender, I've used to make peanut butter, which then I made into peanut butter cookies, the chocolate sauce, margaritas, and Starbucks drinks that my daughter's really good at. So she helps me with that. And the air fryer, I've done simple things just like garlic bread. I've done our homemade chicken tenders, and then I did the apple roll things that you take apple pie filling with a soft tortilla shell, wrap them up, and throw cinnamon sugar on them and bake them. The deep covered baker, I've done the whole chicken, meatloaf, and apple crisp. So then some of the other items that I add with it is the cookie sheets, cornbread, muffin tin, and the boats, the whipped cream maker. I've done appleberry salsa using all of those gadgets. I do the micro cooker to supplement with my veggies. The mini pie pan, or the mini brownie pan, as well as the brownie pan with the boat. I've used the stone for a brownie pizza, and I've also done the taco wrap on the stone. So again, I'm engaging them doing my full meal, because I'm doing my meal as well as my side dishes as well as a dessert. Not that I need a dessert during this COVID time, but we're getting lots of extras. So my party times are a start time of 7 p.m. And I did that just because it was after dinner for them. So again, yes, some things we get to eat that night. Some things we're using for leftover night or lunches the next day or for the week. I start with the longest item to cook, and then I keep going to the next item, to the next time, down to the micro cooker to do my vegetables. I start my show just like I start any other show, thanking my host, introducing myself, telling why I do what I do. I go over the bingo, and I tell them that this is how I would run a show if I was actually sitting in their kitchen. The only difference would be is you wouldn't get to see as many products because I don't want to break my back lugging them all. So I would only show one of these things. So there's advantages, and then the disadvantage would be that you don't get to try the food. Very sorry. But you can pretend that you can smell it. Sooner or later, the internet will give a smell feature as well. How do I stay on task? I set my alarm on my watch so that, and it vibrates. So it goes off at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and 8:30. So I kind of know my increments of time. I want my demo to be completed by 8 p.m. because I want people only to have to stay on 45 minutes to an hour. And then I open it up and basically say, if you guys need to go, you need to put kids to bed, whatever, thank you so much for joining us, and you're able to leave. And then I pretty much open the rest of it to questions, comments, conversation. Again, remember, they're there for the conversation pieces, not so much just the demo. So my shows have really only run till 9 o'clock, which is okay. Typically, I would be there 2 hours anyway. I don't go into full detail about all of our products. I mention what I'm using. I might say, why it's a must-have, why I really like it, what features it has, and what else I do with it. But going into great detail, I never tell item numbers, I never tell pricing, and I don't go into any of that. On my downtime, my dead time, is when I have them introduce themselves. So if it's a group that I don't know, I'll do names, how do they know their host, and what's their favorite Pampered Chef item, which is exactly what I would do in a normal show. If it's a group that I really know, and I know, they're very familiar with Pampered Chef, and it's a group that I do a lot with, I've put in the question of what's one adjustment that you've had to make during this COVID time. Or what's one adjustment that you've had to make that you absolutely did not want to make or hate that you've had to make. So I've had some pretty interesting answers. But that gives conversation throughout, and I keep my demo going even when they're talking. I might pop over them and just say something. It re-engages them. I don't mind talking and them talking at the same time. I ask that nobody mutes unless they really feel that they need to. I'm okay with the dog. I'm okay with the kids. That's how life is. And then before I wrap up, I give them any last minute items to add to the show, making sure that everybody gets bingo. So if, somebody was missing one item, I'll pull that out and talk about it, or if they missed it or I missed to say it because, I forgot to tell them that I was cutting on the cutting board. I also tell about the opportunity at this time. I thank my host again, and I tell about the rewards. The way that this week I have booked 2 shows from last weekend to this coming weekend is that I talked about the April specials. And I have said we have plenty of time in April to do a show because, well, nobody's going anywhere. So all we need is a couple days to notify them that we're doing it, and then we'll run it. So the one that I started Monday, the show was Wednesday. I'm going to run it till Friday. They still have 5 days to order. We'll see how many people jump on Wednesday. Again, I started a show on Monday. The show was on Friday. We're closing on Saturday. So you don't need a long time. I think the only other things that I didn't answer from what people had asked in the post is how many people have I had on at one time? 6 so far. It's been fine. I think up to 10 would be good. If there's more than 10, it is what it is. We have large shows in a house that sometimes we're like, I can't keep everything straight. They can post questions to Zoom if they choose to, but you really don't have to because they're able to talk, you're able to hear them, you're able to talk to them. So there's a lot of interaction, but the feature is there if you wanted to use it. The only prep for the Zoom that I really give them is that you can do it by computer or you can do it by phone. I tell them that if they're going to do it using their phone, if they download the app prior to the show, that it's easier once they're trying to connect at the time of the show. The only other thing that I figured out last night that I need to add to this is that you connect through video first. And if you can't see everybody, then you need to just hit your little button that looks like a video camera. And then you connect to your audio, which is the little microphone. And when it asks, you want to connect with the internet. So that was the only struggle last night, but we helped everybody through it. We ended up sending a couple text messages and everybody ended up getting on. So a little bit of delay with technical, but nothing difficult. I've not had anybody say, I don't want to do Zoom. I don't want to download an app. I'll be honest, I really think people are okay with things changing because we're at a changing time. The other thing is I had somebody last night say, oh, I love this. Now I can connect with my family. Because I told them, you know what, Zoom's there for you guys. It's free. So I'm more than willing to answer any other questions after you guys have seen this video. Reach out to me. Post here because if you have a question, somebody else probably has the same question. And I know some of you want to see the show. Some of you want to see it in action. I did record. I have not tried it to see whether it recorded okay. If I do have a recording of a show from the weekend that was good, I'll post it. If I don't, I will re-record tomorrow night or Friday or Saturday because I have lots of shows. And I will let you guys see a show. So again, if you have any questions, reach out to me. And thanks again for your interest in these Zoom shows. I would highly encourage them, especially right now when people really are eager to see and talk to people because they're social distancing. So have a great day.